Houston and transferred the energy on to what's his name?
Joel
Olsteen. Okay,
the pastor in Houston.
The pastor in Houston. Okay. Now, what I'm gonna do tonight, I'm gonna read his spirit. Okay, I'm gonna read his spirit, and then we're gonna make a decision based off of what I see with his spirit. Okay. Now, before we get into that, let you know what Joel Olsteen basically tweeted if you all haven't heard about it. Now, it was said that he said what, Brother Adinkra?
Apparently, Joel Olsteen, before the tornado came, he said that his heart goes out to the Houstonians. They will be in his prayers. Then he later tweeted that, after that, he got a like overwhelming response of people like asking him would he open up the church so he could let the Houstonians in that don't have shelter from the bad weather. So he wasn't doing it, so he started taking a lot of flack from that, and he apparently retweeted and said that his church is flooded around his church, so there's no access to his church. So then after that, he still was taking heat for it around the city. So now he retweeted and said he'll open up the church for people that need it as soon as he can.
Okay, so y'all heard the story. Joel Olsteen is the topic of today. Okay, 1 minute they were saying it was a black thing, then they were saying it was a church thing. Mm-hmm. He said first of all, if everybody does not find shelter, he would be willing to open up his mega church, for the members. Okay, now first of all, now let me just say this, y'all. First, let me read his spirit, because when I looked at his picture, what I seen with Joel Olsteen is I seen a demon on his behind. Okay, straight demon. Okay, now that's not to say he is a demon and he had demons all the time. You know what I mean? A lot of people like him. I view him as a motivational speaker more than a pastor. Okay, for one. For two, Joel Olsteen, I believe in the beginning he might have been a little bit humble, but I believe as that money started coming in, he began to get some ego and got a taste of what it was like to be rich and get money. So now he thinks he's somebody. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if you all know the history of Joel Olsteen, his father, what's his father's name?
John Olsteen.
John Olsteen actually used to have a church, according to what my brother is saying, Adinkra, because he lived in Houston. He had a church where at?
Lakewood. He had a church in Lakewood, right in the middle of the hood.
So he had a church.
It was a big church too. Nothing but like blacks, and people came from all around the city, but it was a predominantly black neighborhood.
Well, okay, so with saying that, what that says to me spiritually is, first of all, what he knew and what I seen with his father's picture, John Olsteen, is that it's a business to them. They don't believe in God. They don't believe in none of that bullshit. You see what I'm saying? So pretty much what I seen is that it was a business. Black folks, is there one thing they do, they're going to take their behinds to church and they're going to pay their tithes faithfully. So I see spiritually that he was in the church, but basically for the business aspects of it and the money. Joel Olsteen, he started out humble. You know what I mean? But was a little bit more wiser than the daddy and came out with what he thought was good at the time, which was a little bit of motivational speaking with the word of their God, okay? So with saying that, I'm going to say, honestly speaking, I don't agree with what he said. First of all, the biggest problem I got with these goddamn mega churches, and this goes for the black ones too, because it ain't about just race, goddamn it, the black ones too. You got a mega church. I remember here at Creflo Dollar's church, real story family, I'm going to share this real quick. There was a young lady, she needed help. She had 2 children, and she needed help to pay her rent. So, I called up, Creflo Dollar's church. I said, look here, we got a young lady right here. That's what I do. I'm a community activist. That's what I do. I said, we have a young lady here. She has 2 children. Can you all assist her with paying her rent? The lady didn't want the money. She wanted it paid straight to the apartment complex. They said, well, she has to be a member of the church. I said, huh? I'm just coming from New York, though. Y'all know I'm straight, New York and African traditional heel. I'm like, huh? She got to do what? You know what I mean? So then I said, well, I said, first of all, I said, she got two baby girls. Well, she has to be a member of Creflo Dollar Church for us to help. I said, really? I said, well, you go give a message to your goddamn pastor, Creflo Dollar. I said, you tell Creflo, I said that Jesus, his Jesus didn't turn down nobody. So why is he turning down a woman with children? You see what I'm saying? It pissed me the hell off. But anyway, back to the story of Joel Olsteen. What?
So what happened after that?
They didn't help us, so I went to another church. No, and then what we did is the sisters in the community, we got together, we raised money to help her pay her rent for the babies. So, we did what the church should have did, but they didn't goddamn do, okay? So, on now to Joel Olsteen. Now, the comment in reference to, him having the church open only if they run out of shelter. First of all, Mr. Olsteen, Joel Olsteen, okay? What you need to understand clearly. If it wasn't for your church members, you wouldn't have a mega church. If it wasn't for your church members, you wouldn't be having that big-ass mansion, okay? You understand? You wouldn't have all the great things that you have, materialistic things you and your wife and your family have, if it wasn't for the dollars of the members of your church. So, with saying that, you should have been running down to your goddamn mega church to open them doors to the members of your church. Now, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. See, he want to be selfish. He want to be ungrateful. He wants to sit back and think it's all good to take the people's money and don't give back. Now, your God, Joel Olsteen, says give back. You understand? Go in your Bible. Go look it up. Look up at the scripture. There's a scripture somewhere that say that, right? So let me tell you something. You don't give back. So what's going to happen is the spirit of Shango is going to come put a lightning strike on that church. After all this goes down in Houston, your church is going to be struck by lightning because you didn't do right by the people who did right by you. Okay? Now, he's full of shit, okay? It's not righteous. It's not of their godlike, according to their Bible. So with saying that, I don't believe shit he say. I don't care. God damn it, open them damn doors. Soon as that, you should have had your members on the board calling every goddamn member of the church. You understand? Calling them up. We have shelter for y'all. You see? You ain't got no but the damn problem passing the pot around for their goddamn money. So you mean to tell me you ain't gonna get up there and call, have your board members call, let's check on our members. See, this is what y'all get though. This is what your asses get. So you run to these goddamn mega churches, you're giving your money and your tithes, you're giving 10% of your goddamn check, just like Creflo Dollar with his goddamn airplane. What? You want a what? What kind of airplane you want? You see, y'all sit up there and y'all have faith in man, and that's what you get, because when you have faith in man, that's what happens, okay? What?
Back in the day when I was a Christian, Creflo Dollar came to Houston, and I think the church service lasted about maybe an hour. This man passed the plate around 3 or 4 times.
And he ain't never lying. He ain't never lying. See, the problem is, again, I know this is a major transformation, family, because people are running out of the churches. But this is also a wake-up call for humanity, for the ones who want to be all into having faith in a man. You see what I'm saying? We go and we support these mega churches, you know what I mean? And you're running there, you're giving them your money, your paychecks, and they living lavishly, traveling, doing things. Their families are good, their kids going to the best school, but you live in a goddamn, Humpty Dumpty house, and your kids ain't going to the best school, but you paying him to get up there and speak Bible scriptures when your ass should open them Bibles and read them yourself, okay? Now, with saying that, I'm going to tell y'all like this. What he did was not righteous, okay? Now, I don't know if it was necessarily about a black thing, because they were trying to say, well, he didn't want to open it to the black members. From what I've seen and what I've researched, he's got all members, all colors in his church, okay? So I don't necessarily think it was a black thing. However, I'm coming to that next show. We're going to come to that next, okay? I'm going to say, whether it was black, white, purple, green, the point is, you have members that give you money every goddamn week. Every week. I don't know how many times you pass your pot around, but Creflo passes around 3. You might pass yours around 2, but you goddamn living luxury, okay, off of them people's money. Your butt should have been running to the church to open them goddamn doors. The problem I have, if it's true, because we don't know, I know some of the tweets are still on there. If it's true, then what we got to understand is that you should have never lied. Now I know you a goddamn demon. Looking at his picture, I see the demon in his ass. I see that demon in Joel Olsteen's ass. And let me tell you something. Demons lie. Y'all know that, right? Because he claimed the church was flooded. According to what they're saying, the church was flooded. Now you're going to turn around and say, well, if the shelters are filled up, I open the church. But which one is it? Was the church flooded, or you just don't want to open your church?
He said it was flooded around there, like you couldn't get in the church. That's what he said.
And some people are saying it was not. So what's the goddamn truth? Anybody up in Houston here? Y'all know. Tell me about it. Anybody in Houston, tell us about it. Okay? Now, I'm going to say this again. That's what y'all get for worshiping a man and giving all your goddamn money to a man, okay, where him and his wife could live lavishly instead of picking up that book called the Bible on your own. Letting a man tell you how to live and what to do. You need somebody, like I said, he's really just a goddamn motivational speaker, okay? But he's going to be punished for lying. You understand? He's going to be punished for taking that money, because when the great mother's wrath has shown, and she's shown her face in Houston, okay? What's going to happen is, because he didn't do that, he's going to get some backlash from that. Don't say I didn't tell y'all so, okay? Now, we're going to move on to the next thing. Let me go to my black community.
Jay Wood said he posted a video on his Facebook where they showed that it wasn't flooded.
Okay, so he's a goddamn liar. Devil himself. I told you I see the devil in him. He straight up lied. They posted a video where there was no water around the goddamn mega church, so he didn't want to open it in the first place. And you know what? He gonna pay for that.
Not the preacher man. The preacher man lied.
The preacher man lied.
I can't believe that shit.
The preacher man lied. But what you expect? What you expect? A lot of these preachers do not believe in what they preach.
You serious?
You ain't know?
I didn't know. I thought this was some real shit.
The preacher man, okay?
Wow.
But see, you know, you got to understand, y'all. This ain't just about Joel Olsteen and his father. It ain't got nothing to do with race. It got something to do with business, and they understand business well, okay? Just like Eddie Long, just like Creflo Dollar. They understand business well, okay? And we're saying that y'all are the fools. Y'all the fools because y'all do not understand that you do not have faith in man, okay?
What's that? I don't know. I think a lot of preachers just believe that their congregations are suckers. You know, just they take advantage of people, and you know.
Well, you know, I'm gonna say this. The thing about it is that it's not that they're suckers. What they do is they know the real meaning of when death and life is spoken. You understand? So death and life is in the power of the tongue. So when you can get masses of people to believe, and you put that energy out there in your word, that, okay, let's put it this way, not your word, but the word of the Bible, and you give them a couple scriptures here and there, and you got a good, you know what I mean? You got a good, you got a good, game with it, with the mouth. You can brainwash the people. It's not hard to put them under that spell. You can put people under a spell. It's not hard. You see what I'm saying? So what they do is they get you in their mega churches, they get you in the churches, and they put you under the hugest spell that you ever. Because what they do is they feed off the weak ones, okay? And they know that the weak ones are emotionally messed up. They know that they're emotionally, dealing with issues and stuff in their lives. And the weak ones will take that and, as long as God said, if God said, you understand? That's all you ain't got to say. If God said that you should do da-da-da-da. You understand? And if that preacher got that game, he got you. He put the spell on you. And when that spell is put on you, ain't no breaking it off unless you recognize it for what it is. Okay?
Yeah.
And that's what preachers do. They use spells. Let me tell y'all something. Just like with our TV show. The whole Bible. Book of spells. You know what I mean? But not only that, what does it say? Now, death and life are in the power of the tongue. It's really an African proverb, okay? Really an African proverb. Because it basically is saying that your ashe, your inyama, or your energy that you put out will manifest into existence. So with saying that, they know this. They feed off of the weak souls of beings, okay, that's looking for hope, that's looking for, something to uplift them, or some man or something to uplift them. So that's what they feed off.
But hope sells. That's what, Obama ran his campaign on hope. Hope sells.
Well, you know what? Hope ain't selling right about goddamn now while they're out there in that water and they stuck with nowhere to go, okay? Now, let's move on to the next topic. We are spiritually seeing, okay? We're going to see about it. We ain't going to talk about it. We're going to see about it. Now, my black folks, since that's some of y'all, not all, this is your goddamn karma, okay? If y'all did not learn from Hurricane Katrina, I don't know what to tell y'all. Now, for those of you who have been following me for years, y'all know I would always talk about it. We did about 3 or 4 shows on survival. Black people survival kits. Get your survival kits ready. Get your survival kits ready. So get your survival kits ready, okay? Now, I'm going to say this to y'all. This is some of y'all karma because y'all haven't learned. Did y'all see what the hell happened over in Katrina? Did you see how our black folks was left hanging in Katrina? How many our elders and babies and families died in Hurricane Katrina? And y'all mean to tell me y'all ain't learned yet? Okay? Now, as I'm watching the news, and I'm looking at all news, just not lying ass CNN and Fox, all news, and people that's in Houston that's posting things, most of the people you see riding around with boats are white folks. Okay? Black folks, I'm about to get on your asses. And y'all like it if you don't like it. But if it's somebody who needs to tell y'all, it's your own. Okay? Ain't no goddamn excuse. Especially after Katrina. Especially after the earthquake in Haiti. That we should not be prepared for catastrophes.
Natural disaster, yeah.
And natural disasters. Y'all buy flat, I bet y'all got about 6 goddamn flat TVs up in your homes. You're riding around with the best cars, BMWs and Mercedes. You're walking around with the most goddamn expensive sneakers, but you mean to tell me you can't buy a goddamn blow-up boat? I just seen them online today for $11 a piece. $11 a piece. Survival packs. You see? So when it comes to us, I get angry and disappointed because we got our goddamn priorities mixed up. And we need to get our priorities straight because as I told you all before when I did August predictions, and I've been telling y'all this for years, y'all ain't seen nothing yet. We're on the age of the water. So we are going to see more floods, more hurricanes, and especially a lot more water. A lot more water coming through. And Mother's bringing her wrath because she got to do some cleansing. You know what I mean? She got to do some cleansing. Man thinks they're invincible. Like I said, they can try to manipulate her, but they can't control her. So with saying that, y'all, understand this clearly. Black folks, get your shit together. Get your shit together. And again, this is not for all, but at the end of the day, this is for a lot. Because I see y'all walking around here with everything else materialistic, but you ain't got no goddamn boat. You ain't got no survival kits in your home. You understand? And y'all sitting up there waiting for somebody else to rescue y'all. This is your fault. This is some of y'all karma. And this is some of y'all karma too for not intertwining with nature and respecting the very thing that you all are very, very close to. Because we are the children of the sun, the children of the land. We've been sent here to take care of this land. Black folks ain't got that part of it yet because they still busy in mega churches like, Joel Olsteen. You know what I mean? You want to add something to that?
If you can't afford everything in a survival kit, you should always have canned goods and at least candles. That's real cheap. And something to cook it in. Doesn't take that much money.
First of all, and it is a whole bunch of bullshit. I don't want to hear about what they can't afford. These Negroes be out here getting McDonald's, partying at the club, getting their weed and they bling bling, and you mean to tell me you can't afford a goddamn survival kit? Bullshit. Bullshit. I don't go with that. You can't afford bullshit. I bet you got $10 to goddamn weed. A blow-up boat costs $11. You got goddamn $20 for some alcohol, some Hennessy or whatever, if that costs that much. I don't know because I don't drink, y'all. But the point is, I'm so sick and tired of making excuses for some of our people. Ain't no more excuses. If you know better, do better. If y'all did not learn from Hurricane Katrina, then guess what? Whatever y'all going through now, this is your karma. I'm not going to say you deserve it. I'm going to say, I hope this wakes you up because we ain't seen nothing yet. And this is what Spirit showed me. We ain't seen a goddamn thing yet. And this should make y'all wake up and say, you know what? We got to do better. And if you take $25 a month out of your paycheck, go on Amazon, go in the Army Surplus store, you know what I mean? Go buy something towards your emergency kit. No goddamn excuses. Yeah. Black people say, yeah, we survived, we survived, we survived. Yeah, we done had lights turned out. We done had gas turned out. You done been through those changes. You know what I mean? When you cook on the grill. But let me tell y'all something. Remember in Hurricane Katrina, a lot of people couldn't swim either. Y'all remember that?
A lot of black people can't swim.
A lot of black people can't swim. That's a goddamn shame. I don't think it's funny because it's sad to me. Man. Because, come on now. That's... I know people gonna start coming with excuses. Well, you know, black people don't get to enjoy that and enjoy that bullshit. We make too many excuses. No more excuses, family. I ain't taking no excuses. That should have been a lesson for y'all behinds Hurricane Katrina. And what's sad about it, because you all, if you remember clearly what happened, you remember clearly what happened. You know, they took forever to get some water to them. I'm going to tell y'all like this. Go to the goddamn grocery store every week. Buy a 24, 32 pack of water. Stack it up in your closet. Keep it there. You understand? You can freeze dry food. You see what I'm saying? Get you a couple of little cheap blow-up boats. At least you know, goddamn it, if it does flood, you can get the hell out of your house. They got a stove and a goddamn candle on Amazon. You understand? Now, y'all know if y'all got some grills, you know what I mean? You could grill your food. Because I remember one time, and it was during the time in Atlanta. Y'all remember Atlanta? We had some ice storms. Let me tell you something. I was prepared. We had our goddamn emergency kits. I had thermal blankets. I had thermal tents. Okay? I had the candle. I had the 100-hour candles. I mean, the stove and the can, because, you know, the gas was off. Everything was off. I mean, when you looked outside, you thought you was in another whole land. I never seen no shit like that in my life. And I'm from New York and grew up in New York where I seen some blizzards out of your behind. And let me tell y'all something. This ice storm blew my mind because nobody could go nowhere. But because every month I would do it. I would take a little $10, $20, $25 and I would go and I would build up the emergency, you know, kit. Flashlights, batteries. I even had, for some of y'all with the power out, we had some of the portable.
Then you won't get price guys. You say they selling cases of water for $40.
Because exactly. But see, this is what happens. This is what y'all get. And you may get mad about it, but it is what it is. Because this, if you were prepared ahead of time, you wouldn't have to deal with that price gouging bullshit. Okay? You wouldn't have to deal with that.
But in the case of a flood, I mean, you could lose all of that. You can lose your food that you got stored unless you're storing it in the attic or something.
At the end of the day, did you see some of them big pails? Some of the big pails that got food inside of them, they're sealed very tightly. They got food in them. They got dry food, you know, that military food, the MREs, you know what I mean? They got that. So if you got that stuff stored up in your closet, because you got to think, you got to prepare yourself for flood, for war, for earthquakes. You know, them bottles of water be floating and shit up in that water, but guess what? You can open them. Shit. They'll be floating on top of the water, but I bet you'll have some goddamn clean water to drink. And not only that, moringa seed actually purifies muddy water. But go on Amazon and order some moringa seeds. They also got the tablets. I don't prefer to use the tablets. You understand? But keep them for emergency backup. But moringa seeds purifies muddy water. There's no excuses. You know, oh, we could lose that. No. If you got your shit packed up, put it in the corner somewhere. Get you some tight closed bins. Because you know if it's heavy, you know what I mean? If they're sealed properly, they're not going to get wet. Shit, y'all better start. Y'all, come on now, folks. Y'all, it's a damn shame. And it's embarrassing to me to see that, you know, everywhere you look, all these white folks got boats, but we ain't prepared. I don't care if y'all get mad or not. You know what I mean? And like I said, it's not for all, because I know some people that really get down with the get down. I didn't play. For a long time, I would keep my emergency kit. Build it up, build it up, build it up. Y'all do the same thing. Now, I'm going to give y'all one more warning. We ain't seen nothing yet. We ain't seen nothing yet. So instead of buying that flat screen TV, them $200 pair of sneakers, go build your ass a emergency survival kit. Get some blow-up bolts. Get some thermal tents. Get some thermal blankets. Because another thing y'all got to realize, it's getting ready to get cold. It's getting ready to get cold too, and that water ain't going to be warm. Y'all might got it lucky right now in Houston and everywhere else where the rain is coming, but it's getting ready to get cold. Black folks, get it together. What else? Any comments?
This is saying buy and bulk. Become a member of Sound. Can buy and bulk.
You could do that too. If you can afford to become a member of Sam, do that too. Buy in bulk. Stock it up. Make sure it's sealed. You know what I mean? It's important to have, and one of the things I teach my daughters, you know what I mean, with the kids, always keep an emergency kit. I don't give a goddamn. Emergency kit and emergency radio. And what I was going to say, they had the little adapters. I bought adapters. I bought a couple of them from Home Depot years ago, right before we had the ice storm. And it was crazy because they take batteries and they'll charge up your cell phones. So I had bought like 3 of them before the ice storm because they had warned us. And I was like, oh, hell to the no. Me and my daughters was running to Home Depot. You see what I'm saying? To add whatever else we needed. And the power went out, so we had the little emergency kits. And what it is it takes batteries. We bought the biggest pack of batteries, D, C, A, everything we needed. And then what we did is we were able to still charge up our cell phones in case somebody had to call. But another thing, they got wind-up radios. They got, the emergency radios. Come on, y'all. Come on now.
I got flashlights like that, too. Aseta said, do you see it coming back to Houston again?
I don't see that the mother's done with Houston. I don't see that is done with Houston. I see some more coming to Houston.
Do you think the clips had something to do with this?
Do I think the clips have something to do with it? Partly I do, because there has to be a major cleansing that takes place on this earth. Man has tainted this earth. Man has tainted her womb, as I always say, okay? They have dirtied her womb. But another thing I seen with Texas, too, their karma's coming to them as well. All that oil fracking out there. Y'all digging in the mother's womb. All that oil fracking. So this is karma coming to Texas, too. And I heard something today in reference to, Texas is going to be built up even more after this is going to be real. Nah, that's the mother saying, stop digging in my goddamn womb. You understand? And messing with my blood, which is the oil. And that's Texas's karma coming back to them. And they ain't seen nothing yet. Any more questions?
Is it possible they could have moved out of the area permanently?
That's another thing. They sit up there trying to blame the goddamn mayor.
Just like they did in New Orleans.
Like, now y'all know, the mayor of New Orleans was black? And the mayor of Houston is black.
He got persecuted for something. Like, he went to jail or something, trial or something for that. Something happened in New Orleans.
And that's another thing we need to talk about, because this is a war. It's a war. They're trying to cause a race war. We know what the hell it is. It's no secret. It's nothing, you know what I mean, that we don't know. Now you want to persecute this man and say he should have told everybody to evacuate. First of all, unless he can see like my ass and anybody else who can see, he's only going by what the goddamn news say. Okay? Now, the governor is the one who should really be responsible for telling these people to evacuate. But according to what both of them said, they didn't want 65 million people on the road, because it would have been worse if they would have got caught up in it. Okay?
Yeah, because last time the hurricane came, it got gridlocked. You couldn't even drive. Like, a lot of people were on the freeway for like 20 hours. So.
See what I'm saying? 20 hours, okay? Now, don't y'all dare, CNN, Fox, y'all goddamn racist bastards, think that y'all gonna continue to blame the black man for what's going on in Houston. Because I'm sure his bank account ain't that goddamn big either. It was up to the governor to say what he had to say. It was up to the governor to say, Okay, let's start evacuating folks. Don't blame it on the black man, because y'all still trying to cause that race bullshit. Cut it out. Cut it out. And I'm going to tell y'all something about that shit right there. Let me tell y'all. Don't say I didn't tell y'all so, because they ain't seen nothing yet. What they're going to see is that all of this bullshit trying to cause a race war and trying to start this and do this shit is getting ready to backfire on them. And it's going to backfire on them in the worst way they ever could imagine to see in their human being living on this earth. Okay? Because enough is enough. You can't blame that mayor for not evacuating the people. He knew that he felt they were going to be safer. And then he went by what the so-called newscasters were saying. Then you're talking about a lot of people that didn't have nowhere to go. Just like Hurricane Katrina. Some people didn't have family in other places. Some people didn't have money. You know what I mean? People didn't have money to just get up on the road and go like that. So deal with it where it's at. That's your state. That's your, city. Deal with it. That's what you get tax dollars for, don't you? Help the citizens. Because everybody didn't have money to leave. Any more comments, family? Giants and stasis. Can we talk about that?
That was from the other day, remember?
You did post that question, Janine, on there for me. I'm going to say this. What Spirit showed me is that there were giants on this earth at one time, and we do still have, I believe there's still giants. I do. I really do. I'm going to say this. As we are going through a transformation at this time, and the DNA is reactivating, and we're going through an evolutionary process on the physical level, that over time, during that time and that age, because the physical body was changing, that we became the size that we are now, the average size that we are now, okay? Every 25,900 years is a transformation that takes place, okay? I do believe, I'm not going to say that there are giants, because, giants like the ones you've seen in the World's Book of Guinness Records, 7 foot, 8 foot tall. No, I'm talking about there were a lot of them at one time. And I believe they hit the bones because they didn't want to know. Man didn't want you to know the history. Man didn't want you to know what took place back then. There's a lot of secrets that they withhold. You understand? They don't want you to understand the process that we're going through now, which is that transformation of your cells and, the reactivation of the DNA coming into our spiritual self, the body changing. If you all actually look up some information, according to what I've been reading, is even the cell, the organs in the body have been moved and changed around. Okay. So there's a lot of truth to what I see spiritually as far as giants back then in ancient times. And I think there was even further up, after ancient times, there were giants, okay? Really. And then if you all heard of the Zulu tribe, the Zulu tribe, I think it's the Zulu and the Watusi are very, very tall. They probably look like giants to you. If y'all ever see some of them Watusi women, the Zulu women, especially the Watusi tall, man and tall, you be looking at them like, damn, you a giant. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of truth to the fact that they were giants. What? Was the hurricane Mother's Earth or weather modification? Weather modification. Nah. Mr. Amazing, I'm going to tell you like this. At one time, they were doing a lot. They had their heart program. They had their, tools that they were using to manipulate the forces of nature. Now, one of the things we got to stop believing is that man is invincible, that they're the most powerful thing. Because, they think they're just goddamn most powerful thing and ain't nothing but a little goddamn cell on this earth. Okay? And picture your cells inside of your body. That's how man is on this earth when you look at this earth from the cosmos. Okay? And I'm going to tell you how even deep it is, because when I used to work in the World Trade Center on the 98th floor, I would peek over out the window, y'all, and everybody down the bottom looked like little cells. Now, being in the medical field, I was always under the horoscope looking at cells, looked the same exact way when I looked from the 98th floor of the World Trade Center. With saying that, man ain't goddamn invincible. They think they running shit. They ain't running a goddamn thing down here. At one time, they was manipulating. They was doing things they shouldn't have been doing, okay? Now, you know, if in Houston, they have the fracking. They do the oil fracking, okay? Like I said, mother is tired, okay? Then they coming up with this global warming. Nah. They coming up with all kind of damn lies. This has to take place. Yes, they have tried in the past to modify and manipulate her womb. But this has to take place because mother already gave her warning. When I bring my wrath, you all are not going to like it. Okay? Everything on this planet and in the cosmos has a cycle. That's why we're in the 25,900 year cycle. Transformation. Everything from your human body to the plants to every species on this earth to the cosmos, to the planets in the cosmos, to the universe is going through another transformation. They ain't got control of this one, Mr. Amazing. This is mother. And like I said, y'all ain't seen nothing yet. Any more questions?
That was it.
This keeps freezing. Would it be better to buy a plot of land and grow our own food or stay in the city? Answer store red. Okay. JP, honestly speaking, you could buy land and you could.
You don't even have to buy land. You could grow it where you at.
You could grow it where you at too, but then you got to be careful because I remember an old lady that was growing some food down South Carolina and they fined her because they said she couldn't have a garden. Okay. Yeah, it was a big thing. I don't know if y'all remember that years ago, but you could buy land, but that still does not exclude your land from getting flooded or you know, messed with by an earthquake or a tornado or a hurricane or, you know what I mean? Okay?
Well, I'll say this. I've seen people grow their food when it's grown. They can take it and bottle it, put it up,
freeze dry it too.
Freeze dry it, they figured out ways to put a shelf life on the food that they got like chicken, all kind of stuff. It's ways to add years to shelf life for these foods. You just got to know how to do it.
It's always good to have your own land. You know what I mean? It's always good to keep the seeds. Because see, in situations like this, now think about it, because nobody can get to Walmart. The people are stuck. So if they ain't got no food in their house, they SOL.
Walmart closed anyway.
But Walmart is closed in Houston right now. So my thing is, when it do dry out, you get some of them seeds and you start planting it. You can put it in your backyard. You find some damn soil somewhere. You could grow something. Okay? Always keep seeds. That's the most important thing. Keep the seeds of different. They sell them for damn 22 cents at Home Depot. They even sell them at Family Dollar. Keep you some seeds of cucumbers, lettuce, all of that, because you could always find some land to grow it on. You ain't going to starve. You ain't going to be without. There's even certain plants right now that's probably in your backyard you don't even know you can eat. Like you can eat daisies. People don't know you can eat daisies. Yeah.
He was just saying, Mr. Mason was saying that MREs are cheaper.
Is it a safe time to travel? Where should we not go to right now? Honestly speaking, as much as people may not like Georgia, Georgia is probably one of the most safest places to be. Anywhere where you can be inland. Now, we're in Atlanta. And let me tell you all something. The water, the sea is about 4.5 hours away from us. So, I mean, that doesn't mean we can't get flooded. If it's raining, yeah. But you're not likely to get the backlash of when you are near a sea and water where that because remember I told y'all that water is no joke. I do not play with the spirit of water. I do not. I pay homage to the spirit of water when I take a shower, when I'm drinking it, whatever it may be. I do not play with that spirit of water because ain't nothing like water. Water can destroy everything on this earth, even more than the goddamn tank. Even more than the goddamn hurricane. If that water decides she wants to get up and do what she do, she'll put this whole goddamn earth underwater. You know what I mean? You got to remember the Earth's made of 75% water. That's how I don't play with the water. But we're saying that you want to get in a place where it's mostly inland, where you're not too close to sea. You know what I mean?
LA said, do you see an earthquake for Georgia?
I actually seen a slight earthquake coming up the East Coast, period. I seen an earthquake coming up the East, and it's not going to be big, but it's going to be felt. Okay? I do see that. Only thing I kind of worry about with Georgia are the tornadoes. Like, I know where we're in a tornado zone, so we should be tornado prepared. And that's one of the things I looked at before I even moved in this area. I was like, oh, damn, that's a tornado zone, you know what I mean? Nice area, but still. So now you got to think, okay, if I'm moving in a certain area, and you can look up these things online, family. That's one of the things I looked up. Was like, is this a tornado? Is this a hurricane area? Is this a flood area? You can look that up before you move to where you go. But you can also still look it up where you live at. And it'll tell you what areas are prone to tornadoes, what areas are prone to, floods, earthquakes. And you just prepare accordingly. Okay? Any other questions?
Yes.
Okay, family. All right. So anyway, family. That's all we was gonna cover, right? We covered Joel Olsteen. We covered his father. We covered black folks. Get your shit together. Be prepared after Hurricane Katrina. Okay. And that's it. Anyway, family, we're not gonna stay on here long because we are doing a green challenge, and I put it on Facebook. Those on YouTube, y'all don't know me yet, but we did a green challenge, and this is what the Spirit told me. Everybody needs to eat green for at least 5 days, okay? So far, it's working out, but let me tell y'all something. I've been going to the bathroom all goddamn day long. We did the colon cleanse, then I had the cabbage this afternoon. I'm cooking the greens now, the collard greens. We're about to eat that, but it was led by Spirit for us to do this green challenge. I don't know if it is coming from the ancient ancestors, because Osiris was the actual green man, and he was in charge of vegetation in ancient times. So it might have been him whispering in my ear saying, time to do a green challenge, you know what I mean? Well, I was told that if you do this green challenge, it was going to reset our cells and help with the DNA reactivation. I can only go by what Spirit say. So we're doing it for 5 days, and what Spirit said is that we should do it twice a month. 1 week you could go back to eating regular, then you do your green challenge the other week. So twice a month we can do the green challenge. And it has something to do spiritually with the plants, because you all know that the plants are just as live as we are. I say the trees are brothers and sisters. Plants are alive as we are. So it's something to do with the plants, our body, and regenerating our cells and helping our DNA reactivation. Take it how you want it, but I'm doing it. And let me tell y'all something. I already feel a little bit better, but you can tell it's just cleansing your body out, okay? So if you did not check it out, if you're not my friend on Facebook, go on the Facebook page, Nicky Love. You'll find me there. We put it on there last night. We had a whole bunch of greens on the table. Broccoli, collard greens, kale, you name it, we had it. Green onions, celery, broccoli. No, we didn't do spinach though. And it's probably good we didn't do spinach, because after I bought all the greens, I seen Dr. Sebi on YouTube talking about spinach was made by man. So that was probably Spirit leading me.
Got one more question. JP says, is there any other place besides Georgia that's safe?
JP, why don't you go ahead and do a Google research on that? I'm recommending places that inland. I don't want to steer you wrong, okay? I don't know. I just know Georgia is, because we're far away from Savannah, so we're very far from water. But you can go ahead and try Googling that. Google it and see. They'll tell you which places are inland, the best places to go, okay? That are inland, because you have a lot of states that's surrounded by water, you know what I mean? And
somebody said, what about upstate New York?
Upstate New York. If I'm not mistaken, I think upstate New York might be prone to, close to some water. You got to remember that. It's close to some water, so I think so. And you're talking about, like, on the East Coast, you got the Atlantic Ocean, you know what I mean? So, a lot of them places are going to be like Virginia, certain parts of North Carolina, So just try to Google and see which ones are which cities are safe to be in the times of all catastrophes, not just flooding, earthquakes, hurricanes. tsunamis, tornadoes. You know what I mean? That's what you do.
Then you gotta worry about drought.
Then you gotta worry. That's why I said start buying. Y'all keep some water. Keep some water. But on that note, family, we getting ready to get up out of here. I gotta go eat my greens. Try out the green challenge if you haven't. This is a message by Spirit. Clean yourselves. Okay? Clean yourselves. Message by Spirit. If you just came in and you missed the conversation, we covered Joel Olsteen. We covered, what was going on in reference to, Houston. Again, everybody, if you have any family in Houston or whatever, try to reach out to your family and just make sure they're okay. Okay? Make sure they're okay. And maybe y'all can get some care packages together for family in Houston if they can get it to them, because certain places are flooded, and do something like that and try to come together as family to help your families out in Houston, okay? So, on that note, family, we're out of here. I'm Wunam, a.k.a. Nikki Love.